Alright my friends, so today we are going to talk about Yunli and Jiaoqiu, which are the characters that we are going to get in the next version update, and why I am going to skip Yunli and summon for Jiaoqiu instead. And I would love to hear your opinion about it in the comments section below. Now before we start, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Star Rail, and without any further ado, let's just get started. So first of all, I am going to explain to you what the two characters does, so that I can tell you why I think that Jiaoqiu is going to be a better choice than Yunli. However, this isn't going to be basically objective for specifically every single player, but I will give you my opinion about it. So first of all, Yunli. Yunli is going to be a physical destruction character. She is going to be extremely similar to Clara. So if you have Clara and Svarag and you use them, she is going to be pretty much the exact same character, with a little bit of upgrade that is going to make her much better than Clara, of course. So what does she do? She is going to be able to reduce the damage received by opponents, and she using her ultimate, of course, and she is going to be able to taunt all of the enemies and counter their attacks. Now she is going to have a skill that attacks basically one opponent and then two adjacent enemies as well beside that opponent. And then when she uses her ultimate, that skill basically gets a power up and turns into a much better animation and a much stronger attack. The sword becomes like a very massive sword, and she just throws that sword on the opponent and hit them. So that is actually a very great upgrade for the animation, and I really like it. Whenever they do upgrade the animations of the characters depending on certain stuff that they do, it's actually a plus for me, and that thing I like about Yunli a lot, because they did upgrade her counter animation and her skill as well. So that is very good. Now she is going to be basically pretty much like Clara. She is going to get attacked, she counters, attacked, she counters, attacked, she counters, and that's pretty much the way you are going to deal the most amount of damage with her using her counter attack. And it is a great way, don't misunderstand me. However, it is going to put you under the disadvantage of the cycle though, because you are going to have to wait for your opponents to attack you before you can deal that much damage on them. And while yes, she might be able to deal a lot of damage herself as well, let's be honest, a character that can deal that much of a damage with counters isn't going to deal that much of a damage herself, right? I don't think that they are going to make her that broken, because if she can deal massive amount of damage with her counter and then deal massive amount of damage with her attacks as well, that is going to be pretty broken, and I don't think that they are going to go that route yet. They will definitely in the future, but I don't think that we are there yet. But we will see. In my opinion, she doesn't serve any type of any type of goal for my teams, and I don't have really a team that is going to be perfect for her, and therefore I am going to skip her. Now when it comes to Jiaoqiu, why am I going to summon for him? Well, first of all, his design isn't really that great in my opinion. Unfortunately, his design is one of the worst designs I have seen in the game, but I gotta summon for him because of the fact that he is a perfect, and when I say perfect, I mean perfect with capital letters, teammate to Acheron. And Acheron is my favorite character right now in the game, and I use her all the time, so having an asset as useful as Jiaoqiu on the team is going to be pretty much what I needed for the longest ever now. So what makes him a perfect teammate for Acheron? Well, first of all, with his skill, or with every attack actually, with any attack he can inflict a debuff on the enemies and increase the damage sustained by these enemies. With any attack he uses, whether he uses his normal attack or his skill, he can actually inflict debuffs on the enemies that increases the damage sustained by them. And that in itself basically talks to itself. That increases the damage that Acheron can deal. Now, above of that, with his ultimate, he can increase enemies' ultimate sustained damage, specifically ultimate sustained damage. This pretty much screams, Acheron, I am here for you, right? Like, who else do you want to increase their ultimate damage? Acheron is specifically created to hit enemies with her ultimate and crush them immediately, and increasing her ultimate even furthermore, and increasing the damage sustained by the enemies. That's pretty much a W for sure, and there is no one that is going to actually sustain that ultimate anymore. And then, not only that, but he also has a chance to inflict debuffs on enemies whenever they take a turn. So whenever one of the enemy takes a turn, there is a chance that they would be inflicted with a debuff. And do you understand what that means? That pretty much means that every time one of the enemies takes a turn, there is a very high chance that your Acheron is going to get a stack for her ultimate. And that means that even the enemies are going to work against themselves now, and they are going to work for your Acheron. This is pretty crazy. Your ultimate is going to be not only extremely broken because of all of the debuffs that you are going to inflict the enemies with, but also extremely easy to pull now, because you don't need to use characters that you will have to basically use their skills or anything like that in order to inflict debuffs. You just use your ultimate and your enemies are going to inflict debuffs on themselves. This is actually pretty insane. Like, there is no way they didn't create this character specifically to buff Acheron, and they actually pulled it in the perfect way possible. Like, this is just absolute team. This is an absolute perfect team. It's an S+, and I think that once we get him and people start to use him with Acheron, more people will understand how broken this combo is, because not only now you have a 5-star character that you can use on your team that can shred defense and increase ultimate damage that is going to benefit Acheron so much, but also he is going to farm her ultimate so fast that it's going to be crazy. She is going to clear stages so fast that people will just lose their mind. Like, I can see that already. So that's why I think that Jiaoqiu is a better choice. Now, as I said before, this isn't going to be applying to every single player because of the fact that not every player has actually Acheron, and if you don't have Acheron, while yes, the debuffs are still going to help you with other damage dealers, because they don't say that the damage has to be from a Nihility character. It's just increasing the sustained damage, and it increases basically the ultimate damage. So it is going to help you with other damage dealers as well, but it's not going to be as useful and as beneficial as it is for Acheron, especially with the fact that there won't be any ultimate farming for any other character. The only character that farms basically its ultimate through debuffs is Acheron. So that's why one of the major benefits of this character is going to disappear if you don't use it with Acheron. So this is my opinion about it. I would love to hear your opinion about it in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything you know about Honkai Star Rail. And with that being said, see you as always in the next video.